Tonight on UATV, find out what one local brewer says about a major national campaign.
Construction continues on campus. Learn how student living looks to improve options.
One student and one professor on campus are working on a cure for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. I'll have what new technology they're using, so I'll make all this happen coming up.
Welcome to UATV News at 7. I'm Savannah Skidmore.
And I'm Jacqueline House. Thank you for joining us. According to researchers at the U of A, 45 to 50% of Americans will suffer from Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. One U of A student and professor may have found a solution to the diseases. John Fisher is live to tell us how this treatment will affect younger adults. John?
Thanks, Jacqueline. I'm live here in front of the Nanotechnologies building where the two are working on a Parkinson's and Alzheimer's treatment, as I mentioned before. Now, here's how the two are making an impact in the community. The two have found a way to use a liquid from animal brains, such as pigs, to create a treatment for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Asia says working on the research means a great deal.
I see many people suffering from Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. And I know people around me who have their relatives have these diseases. And when you see those people, you see that you need to find a solution immediately.
Asia says that there are some misconceptions about Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. The disease not only affects older people, but also college-age students as well.
People who have traumatic brain injury may develop Parkinson's or Alzheimer's disease as well later. So it's not only seen in older ages, but it can be seen in people who have traumatic injuries as well.
Tyson is working with the two to give them leftover brains to make the process cost efficient. Alzheimer's and Parkinson's treatment costs patients a combined $30 billion a year. Professor Tien hopes this research will provide a solution.
Once thought that the irreversible Parkinson's and Alzheimer's diseases will soon become a completely treatable disease.
Now in California, they have the Silicon Valley. In Austin, Texas, the Silicon Hills. But here in Northwest Arkansas, we have the Green Valley, which means this project will be completely green and environmentally safe. Reporting live on campus for UATV, I'm John Fisher.
Thank you, John. Money Magazine listed Northwest Arkansas as a top 25 place to retire in the U.S. And Tien says this research will benefit the local community.
Well, we finally saw some rain this morning. This follows us reporting to you last night that Washington County had been put under a burn ban.
Let's send it over to Andrew Epperson, live on campus to see if the burn ban still remains. Andrew?
I got a little burn ban update for you. If you watched news yesterday, you found out that Washington County was under a burn ban. Well, a little rain shower this morning, I think, has changed the tide on that. We are no longer under a burn ban here in Waukau. So you look around the state, you can see there's still a lot of red, including Madison County and Carroll County. So that means Northwest Arkansas is not quite out of the woods yet. With a burn ban, that means around this time of the year, I know you're wanting to burn some leaves, but if you're in Northwest Arkansas, I might hesitate in doing that. Right now, it says 52 on the screen. I can tell you from being here that it's probably colder than that. We'll have more weather later on in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Andrew. A new addition comes to campus. The Stadium Drive Residence Halls will open the fall semester of 2019. The university attempts to reach the unmet demand for on-campus housing. The set location is south of Pomfret Hall and east of Bud Walton Arena. The vision for a living, learning community will house several communities focused on architecture, interior design, landscape, architecture, art, theater, music, and English.
It's a vision for student success. It's a way of giving students the tools to help them do a great job.
This will allow on-campus students to live alongside others who share their interests and will provide a unique access to faculty members. The residence hall plans to include a recording studio, an art and maker studio, classroom and gallery spaces, music practice rooms, and performance spaces.
Today, various representatives and recruiters from each college met with students to give advice on choosing a major. Each college provided information about options for their degree plans. Students were guided to the right degree plan based on their interests.
A lot of times they come in as a freshman and they have no idea what they want to study, and we do most certainly want to support those students, but we also want to make sure that they understand all the different options that they have.
Hayes says she hopes that this event will encourage students to find a major that suits them and that they will enjoy. Students thinking about changing their major or adding an additional degree plan can reach out to a recruiter within their college or their advisor for additional help.
This holiday season, the U of A bookstore shows thanks to the campus community by giving back. Faculty and staff can receive a 25% discount on their entire purchase at the bookstore and the Razorback shops in the Arkansas Union, Northwest Arkansas Mall, and Pinnacle Hills Promenade. Students must show their university ID to receive the discount.
Every year, more and more people turn to craft beer instead of the larger brewer companies. This trend brings a new problem. So-called big beer companies started out buying microbreweries at a faster rate than ever before. UATV's Gracie Bailey tells us how one national campaign makes strides to change that.
The Brewers Association launched an unconventional campaign in hopes to stop the trend of shrinking number of craft breweries. It's called Take Craft Back and has beer lovers across the country buzzing. Ben Mills attended brewing school in California and hopes to bring his new knowledge and passion for craft beer back home.
He's from Gravette and started Fossil Cove with some family members.
Mills's dreams came to life when Fossil Cove Brewing Company opened its doors in 2012, but big beer company Anheuser-Busch is threatening to take that away. Anheuser-Busch is the largest acquirer of craft breweries in the U.S., and the campaign Take Craft Back, launched by the Brewers Association, aims to stop the trend.
So watch out, big beer, because we're taking over, launching the largest crowdfunded campaign in history to raise the $213 billion the market says you're worth. I'm sure it sounds like a lot.
Manager here at Fossil Cove, Andrew Bland, says that as big beer companies continue to grow, the space on liquor store shelves and in bar taps for small beers like Fossil Cove continues to shrink.
What they produce in one tank, we produce in a year. You know, they can really control the market if they want to.
Bradley Smith is a former employee of Miller Coors, but the beer lover says he highly prefers his new position with Mother's Brewing Company.
You're getting bosses coming out here delivering beer, delivering tap handles, and having one-on-one experiences with these bartenders, with the owners of the bars.
Preserving the local personality is a pillar of the Take Craft Back campaign, and Fayetteville has no shortage of its own craft culture.
We really consider ourselves a part of the fabric of Fayetteville. People come here and this is their hangout, and you get a lot of people that come from out of town just to come and visit breweries.
The campaign has raised a little above $3 million, which is hardly a fraction of the $18 billion goal. But the association says that as long as awareness is raised, they'll call it a success. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Gracie Bailey.
Thank you, Gracie. To donate to Take Craft Back campaign, visit our Twitter page.
Fayetteville's Community Resources Division makes an effort to spread holiday cheer to local senior citizens. The division looks for gift and cash donations for its 11th annual Senior Giving Tree program. If you take a look at your screen, you can see a list of recommended gifts.
Gifts plan to be delivered to homebound participants of the Meals on Wheel program. They will accept both wrapped and unwrapped donations through this Friday.
You might see more people holding signs like these around town. Tonight on UATV, I'll have one panhandler's story of how she makes it day to day.
Welcome back to UATV. I'm Nick Camper with your World News. You might notice more people asking for money at different intersections throughout Fayetteville. City officials say panhandling will continue as long as people keep giving. Erica Rankin is live with how one panhandler makes it day to day. Erica?
Thanks, Nick. Well, with the colder weather rapidly approaching and a recent Supreme Court decision, you might see more panhandlers on the side of the street with a sign like this asking for your money. I talked to one panhandler today who says that's the money she lives off of.
Life has not always been easy for Auburn Sterling. Circumstances brought her to sleeping in cars, parks, and various homeless camps around the country.
It's just like a cycle of a lot of misfortune that is hard to deal with.
Her struggles led her to a life of panhandling, but she says asking for money isn't always easy.
People are sometimes kind of mean about it, and I mean, I get it. It's hard to understand a different walk of life, but I mean, you don't have to be a jerk.
Auburn Sterling says she can make anywhere from $80 to $100 in about an hour holding a sign on a street corner like this. City officials say that this is completely legal.
The First Amendment, which gave you the freedom of speech, what the Supreme Court now says gives people an absolute right to panhandle.
Williams says after the Supreme Court decision, he has seen an increase in panhandlers, especially in Northwest Arkansas.
There is a tremendously large number of panhandlers now, much more than we've ever had.
Sterling is part of that number, but she's not letting her adversities get in the way of a positive mentality.
I mean, things are hard here, but like it's definitely better than it was when I was younger, and it's going to be better, and like I just kind of keep thinking that.
Partner Evan, along with their dog Freya, are working to head towards their next destination in Arizona. And she tells me that they're going to get there by using the money they get from panhandling. Reporting live in Fayetteville, Erica Rankin, UATV.
Williams suggests if you do not feel comfortable giving to panhandlers face-to-face, you can donate to other places like United Way or Seven Hills Homeless Shelter. A scheduling glitch may halt your travel plans this Christmas. The glitch allowed American Airlines pilots to take vacation at the same time. This leaves thousands of flights without pilots. The airline now offers pilots 150% of hourly pay to work those dates. People flying out of XNA should check their flight status and possibly look for other flight options. That's what's going on in your world today. I'm Nick Camper.
Giving Tuesday impacts children all over Arkansas after one organization raised thousands. I sit down with this U of A nonprofit to find out how they did this.
One of Arkansas's biggest legends retired this week. We will look back on his time wearing that red jersey, coming up in sports.
Welcome back to UATV. This holiday season is about more than just receiving. One RSO took to campus on social media on Giving Tuesday and raised over $12,000 for their organization. I'm here with Camp Kesem event organizer Caitlin Rogers. Caitlin, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So tell us about Camp Kesem.
Camp Kesem is a national nonprofit organization that provides a free week of camp to kids whose parents have been affected by cancer. We're an all college-led student organization, so we fundraise all the money ourselves, and then we execute camp ourselves as well.
That is awesome. So how did you guys raise over $12,000?
Yes, we took to social media. That is our biggest form of outreach, I would say. We contact our family and our friends, people in the community, and we raise money that way. We also had a percentage night at Marley's on Dixon, and they helped us and gave us part of their proceeds from the entire day starting at 11 a.m., and they donated that money to us as well.
That is incredible. Now, do you guys have any holiday plans?
Yes, we do a Christmas card to all of our donors that donate throughout the year. So we do like tacky sweaters, and we send it to all of our campers and their families, as well as any donors that help us throughout the year.
That's super fun. I love that. Now, how can students get involved with Camp Kesem?
Yes, they can definitely visit our Facebook page. That I would say is the best form of communication with us. They can find all of our contact information. And then we're always trying to be on campus, whether it's tabling or having some kind of an information session, whatever it is. And they can always find us that way as well.
Now, what is your favorite part about being involved with Camp Kesem?
I really love the chance to get to choose a camp name. That's something really special that we do. It gives the kids a chance to pick something that they like, and they get to take on that persona and be that person while they're at camp. And we refer to them as that the entire time that they're there as well.
Okay. And your name, Caitlin Rogers, and you're the event coordinator.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Your camp name, what is that?
My camp name is Pebbles.
Pebbles. Where did that come from?
Well, my hair is obviously red, and so I wear it in a bun a lot, so I look like Pebbles from the Flintstones. And then when you're talking about coping or dealing with something, you talk about stepping stones or pebbles, so I chose that.
I love that, Caitlin. Thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time that we have. Good luck to you guys at Camp Kesem.
Thank you.
When we come back, how the women's basketball team fared and which lady stood out on the court.
The women's basketball team took a little road trip this past weekend and ended up returning with a W. The Lady Hogs defeated UTEP in El Paso, Texas on Saturday with the final score of 69-60. Grad student Devin Cosper and sophomore Kiara Williams ran the court with double-doubles. Cosper gained her third as a Razorback with 17 points and 11 rebounds, while Williams went 11-11 to achieve her first double-double of her career. Alongside those ladies, junior Malika Monk topped the roster in scoring with 22 points. This would be her sixth consecutive game in double digits. The ladies are currently taking on Abilene Christian University. Around this time of the year, it can get down to the nitty-gritty in college football, especially the closer we get to playoffs. For a while now, the same few teams rested on top. However, there is some actual debate now over who deserves it and who doesn't. After 2 out of the 5 unbeaten teams, Alabama and Miami, fell short of a win, the discussion of who's the best of the best seemed to go on and on. Right now, the power rankers are getting a run for their money, and they have released the Week's 13 list, which puts Clemson, the 2017 national championship winners, back on top. Following behind them in second place sits Oklahoma. After they crushed WVU with a final of 59-31, and with the Heisman potential skills Baker Mayfield possesses, this spot seems pretty accurate. Trailing behind the top 2 teams lies the 12-0 Wisconsin Badgers, who will take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. And to complete the top 4 power rankings is the well-deserved Auburn Tigers, who defeated Alabama with a final of 26-14. Unfortunately for the Crimson Tide, they sit at number 5, a place Nick Saban doesn't like to be. Saturday will be a day full of football, with the first game starting at noon. Running back Darren McFadden announced yesterday his retirement from the Dallas Cowboys after 10 seasons. McFadden was a living legend at the University of Arkansas, where he rallied up 4,590 career rushing yards and 41 career rushing touchdowns. His insane athletic abilities landed him many awards, such as the Doak Walker Award, which he won not once, but twice. Along with that, they also recently named him to the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, even furthering his legacy. However, is it possible McFadden isn't quite ready to drop the game altogether? After the firing of head coach Brett Bielema, the retired superstar tweeted, "Now that I have some free time, I just realized that @Razorback Football needs a new head coach. Hit me up." After years of calling the Hogs, maybe the Hogs will be calling McFadden back to the field again. Well, guys, that's all the information I have for you this evening. Be sure to follow us on Twitter @UATV Sports for more updates. And when we come back from the break, we will have one last look at your local weather.
Well, we're going to wrap things up with weather one last time, Jacqueline and Savannah. We're going to look at your 3-day forecast. It kind of doesn't feel like winter because things are warming up, right? Thursday, 60, low of 32, but that low is going to increase going into Friday to 43, but it's going to stay at 60 for that high. And then Saturday, 52 is the low, 69 is the high. I don't know what's going on with that.
So no cool down anytime soon.
Right. No, I don't know what it is.
Maybe we'll get winter at some point. Thanks, Andrew. A young woman made history at the Miss Minnesota USA pageant.
Michaela Holmgren became the first woman with Down syndrome to compete in any Miss USA competition. She aims to spread her message that true beauty begins on the inside.
And get this, Michaela proudly took home not one but 2 awards, the Spirit of Miss USA and the Director's Award.
Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight at UATV. I'm Jacqueline House.
And I'm Savannah Skidmore from Wednesday night's producing crew. We want to thank you so much for joining us all semester and wish you happy holidays.